Emily Adams here, and today I wanted to share some tips that can help you set effective New Year's resolutions and goals. I know we're going into 2021 and I'm super excited to go into 2021. 2020 has been a great year for me of growth and expansion and just really finding out who I am as a human and finding self-love and happiness for the first time in my life, which is incredible, and thanks to COVID for allowing me the time and the space to do that. I know not everybody had that experience of 2020, and a lot of people are ready to say goodbye to the year and to start brand new, which I totally get. One thing I would say though, as you go into this new year, you get, all excited and motivated because it's a clean slate, right? It's like it's a blank piece of paper. But you have that blank piece of paper every single day that you wake up. So just remember that as you go into the new year. You don't have to wait for a new year to set new goals and to do the things that you want to do. So I'm going to be looking down a lot because I have my notes on my Kindle here because I have a lot of tips I want to give. And I didn't want to miss any of the tips, so I thought I would just put my notes on here and talk about them as I go. So one of the very first things is you can use a lot of different techniques to set your goals. The SMART goals is something that I use as a personal trainer for my clients. Sometimes it works well for clients, other times it doesn't. So what the SMART is basically specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. So you set the specific goal, you set like what your measurable is going to be for it. Attainable, how attainable is it? For those that have really high expectations of themselves, be careful on this part because I'm one of those. And then relevant, and then the time, like how much time do you want to give yourself to give these goals? So that's kind of one of the techniques you can use. You can also Google this and find all different kinds of resources on the SMART goals. So the very first thing I would say is break it into categories. Don't get overwhelmed by all the goals you want to set. Don't set 30 different goals and be so overwhelmed that you don't even want to work on it. So break it into categories like maybe it's career, money, relationships. Maybe it's you want to find the love of your life, like whatever, or health and fitness is always a huge one. Everybody wants to get healthier. So break it into categories and see what kind of goals you want to set for those categories. If you don't want to pick more than one category, that's fine. You don't have to. You can do, it's your goals, you can do whatever you want. But once you break it into categories, that really helps you not to become overwhelmed. Because it's so easy at the first of the year to set all these goals, get super excited, and then we get into day 21 or even day 14 and we're like, dang, this is a lot of work. This is not what I was expecting. And then we get super overwhelmed because we see all these goals we set, and then it makes us feel like a failure and all these, we just have this internal chatter going on. So be mindful of that as you set your goals. The next one is set small goals and break them down. For example, you don't just want to say, if you're going to lose weight, you don't want to just say, I'm going to lose 100 pounds this year. Okay, that's good and great, but how much do you want to lose a month? And what is realistic? Don't set goals that are not realistic. So if you set a goal of losing 20 pounds in a month, yeah, you can do that if you starve yourself, but can you sustain that? So really do your research and understand what is realistic to your goals, or if it's paying off debt or whatever it is, be realistic with that so that way you can hit those goals. The other one that was super helpful for me was having a support group. So anytime you set a goal, if you have a support group or accountability, that really helps you to keep driving because, it's first of the year, we're super motivated, and then a lot of times we fall off and the motivation is gone. And then it's up to us to hold ourselves accountable, where if you have accountability partners or a support partner, then that can help you push through those days. But you have to find someone that knows how to support you. And you can find this in you can find it in different Facebook groups. You can hire a coach, you can hire a personal trainer, hire someone to help you. It doesn't have to, when you go to hire or invest in a coach, or like a personal trainer or someone that's a life coach or whatever your goals are, it doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. So don't let that really scare you in investing in yourself. And I actually encourage you to do it, whether that is $100 or $5,000. Make that small investments to get that support, to get that accountability, so that way you can make sure you hit that goal. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to getting your support, you can ask yourself, is it worth it? Is the $100 or $5,000 worth of coaching, is that worth it to transform my life? So that's kind of one way to look at investment and support and accountability and all those things. But there's multiple different ways you can find accountability. And I encourage you to find accountability and not just your spouse or your children. Find someone that's really going to hold you accountable. The next one I have is be prepared for setbacks. Anytime we go after a goal, whether it's personal, business, whatever the goal is, it's never a straight line. You don't ever see a straight line to success, ever. So that doesn't happen. You're going to have ups and downs, and you want to be prepared for that, because when you are going in a downward, you can get to remind yourself, like, this is only a downward spiral, like, I'm going to come back up. Like, take, for example, weight loss. Like, you may plateau, and then all of a sudden you'll start going back up, and then you'll level out, or you'll go down. Like, it's never a straight line. So really keep that in your mind as you're going after your goals, because it can get easy to get so caught up that it's a straight line and we're going to follow this line and we're going to get there. So enjoy the journey as you go. The next one is, once you actually sit down and have all your goals wrote out, ask yourself if it's sustainable. Ask yourself if even on the worst day of your life, if you would be able to do what you have to do every day to get to where you want to go. And the reason why I have you look at this is because there's going to be days in 2021 that are still going to be rough. That doesn't go away. There's going to be challenging days. And if you know each day what you have to do to get to your goals, and you set it according to, even on my worst day, I can show up and do this, or I can go exercise, or I can show up and provide value to my clients, or I can, like, whatever it is, ask yourself if it's sustainable. Because if it's not sustainable, you're not going to reach it, and then it's just going to suck the life out of you and it's not going to be fun. And then my last tip is, have fun while you are setting your goals. Whether you do a vision board or you do it, I personally like using Pinterest for my vision board, and because I can just pin stuff and it's super exciting and fun, and I don't have to sit there and cut out all the pictures. But vision boards are really good, or you can do some people call them manifesting boards. Like, whatever resonates with you, have fun with it. And if you get 30 days into the new year and you realize that this goal is really not for me and I really want to change it. Like, be flexible. Like, it's okay. No one is going to tell you that you're not allowed to be flexible. A lot of times we get so caught up in our minds of that, we got to do it this way, and we set these goals and now we have to go through with it. If it needs to be changed, change it. That's okay for you to change those goals. Have fun with it, and know that even if you one day miss what you had set out to do for the New Year's, you get a new day every single day. Like, you have a new day to keep going. You have a clean slate to keep going, and really make this 2021 your year. Each day, it's kind of like the mindset shift of it. And that's really the last thing I want to end this video with is, do not set your goals for someone else, and do not set them from a mindset of it's a temporary change. So I'm actually going to do another video on how to make your New Year's resolutions really stick on the mindset piece, because that's a whole other piece. That's not just writing down on a piece of paper, but it's a lot of programming on getting your mindset right to make permanent changes. Because for me personally, every year I used to set a weight loss goal. Like, I want to lose weight, right? But I kept thinking, once I lose weight, I can go back to eating the way I was. And that's not how it works. So you have to make permanent lifestyle changes to get you where you want to go. And that's really what I'm going to be talking in my next video. So stay tuned for that video. And if these tips were helpful, please comment below what you got out of it. Share it with someone that you know are going to make New Year's resolutions. If you need accountability, like whatever it is, reach out. Follow me on my other platforms. You all know that I hang out on my Instagram stories all the time. So send me a message and I'm more than happy to just chat about New Year's resolutions, whatever it is. And like, subscribe, do all the things, because you know that's how YouTube channels grow.